So, do you ever have those days where you feel like you're running on a hamster wheel? You're super busy, but at the end of the day, you're not sure what you actually accomplished? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to crack open Time Management Mastery and pull out all the key lessons to see if it really holds the secrets to getting more done with a whole lot less stress. Let's dive in.
Here's the game plan. First, we'll look at what this book is actually promising us. Then we'll tackle some huge myths about productivity. After that, we're going to get into the star of the show, the Eisenhower Matrix, and I'll show you how to turn that into a 5-step action plan you can use today. And stick around, because we're going to wrap up with a final thought that might just change how you look at self-help books altogether.
All right, so what's the big promise here? Well, it's not about learning to cram more and more into your already packed day. Nope. It's about grabbing the steering wheel, taking control of your time, and finally learning how to work smarter, not just harder. And this is where it really clicks. The book's whole philosophy boils down to 2 words: conscious control. This isn't about fancy apps or color-coded calendars. It's about you intentionally deciding where your time goes. So you got to ask yourself, are you driving your day, or is your day driving you? And if you can pull this off, what's the reward? Well, it's not just about ticking more boxes on your to-do list. We're talking about genuinely reducing your stress, finally getting some real work-life balance, and even making better decisions because your mind isn't so cluttered. I mean, those are some seriously game-changing benefits right there. Okay, now for a major truth bomb from this book, we as a culture are obsessed with being busy. But is being busy the same thing as being productive? The book screams a loud no, and honestly, understanding this one little distinction could change absolutely everything for you. Just look at this. On the left, we've got the myths we all tell ourselves, right? That if our calendar is full, we must be productive. That juggling 5 things at once is the secret. But the reality, which is backed by a ton of research, is totally different. Productivity is all about effectiveness, doing the right things. And the best way to do that? Focus on one single task at a time. And this quote from the book just nails it. The goal isn't to have a schedule that's packed from morning till night. The real goal is to have an open one. True mastery isn't about working more hours. It's about working so efficiently that you actually earn back your freedom. So that all sounds great, but how do we actually start making those smarter choices? Well, the book's secret weapon, its killer app, is a tool that's incredibly simple but ridiculously powerful. It's called the Eisenhower Matrix. The idea behind it is just brilliant. You take every single thing on your to-do list and you filter it through just 2 simple questions. Is this task urgent? And is this task important? The real magic happens when you realize that urgent and important are almost never the same thing. And here it is, the matrix itself. See? Just 4 boxes. Every single task in your life, professional and personal, fits into one of these quadrants. Think of it this way. The vertical axis is importance. Does this move you toward your big goals? And the horizontal axis is urgency. Does this need my attention right now? Let's break it down. Quadrant 1 is the firefighting zone. These are the crises, the real deadlines. They're both urgent and important, so you have to do them now. The problem? So many of us live our entire lives in this box, just reacting to one fire after another. But this, Quadrant 2, this is where true progress happens. These are the things that are super important, but they don't have a screaming deadline attached. Think long-term planning, learning a new skill, or building relationships. The secret is to schedule these things before they have a chance to become urgent crises. Now, Quadrant 3 is the deception zone. It's so tricky. These are the tasks that feel urgent, they pop up, they demand your attention, but they aren't actually important to your goals. Think of most emails, some meetings, and interruptions. The book's advice is simple. Delegate them if you can. And finally, we have Quadrant 4. This is the escape zone. Things that are neither urgent nor important. Mindless web surfing, scrolling through social media, all the stuff we do to procrastinate. The solution here is pretty blunt. Eliminate it. Just cut it out. So if you only remember one thing about this matrix, let it be this. The secret to mastering your time isn't about getting better at fighting fires in Quadrant 1. It's about becoming an architect who spends most of their time building and planning in Quadrant 2. That's the whole game. Okay, the matrix is a great tool, but a tool is useless if you don't know how to use it, right? So let's get practical. The book boils it all down to a simple 5-step action plan to get started. Okay, here we go. Step 1, you have to define your goals. If you don't know what's important, the matrix is useless. Step 2, do a time audit. For 1 week, just track where your time actually goes. It might be a little painful, but it's a necessary reality check. Step 3, now you take that to-do list and you categorize everything using the matrix. This is where you find the clarity. Step 4, time block. Take those big quadrant 2 priorities and put them on your calendar as actual appointments. And step 5, and this is maybe the most important, review your system every single week. This is a living, breathing process, not a one-time fix.
But let's take a step back and be real for a second. Is there really a perfect one-size-fits-all system for managing time? The book gives us this fantastic framework, but it does make you wonder, can one system really work for every single person? The truth is, while the framework is solid, it might not be a perfect fit for everyone right out of the box. If you're a more creative, spontaneous person, a super rigid system might just feel like a cage. So the real key here isn't to follow it like a religion, but to take the principles and tailor them to fit your own personal style. And now, for a little plot twist I found buried deep in the acknowledgments. Get this. This book was generated using automated ebook creation tools. That's right. A book on human productivity was, well, it was written by an algorithm. Now, that doesn't mean the advice is bad. It's based on solid, timeless principles, but it definitely makes you go, Which brings us to our big final question. What is true mastery, really? Is it about finding that perfect, flawless system, something an AI could generate? Or is it something deeper, more personal? Is it a mindset built on intention, on self-awareness, and on the courage to decide for yourself what truly matters? What do you think?